podcast episode, Who Am I Really? The story before the voices begin. Let me take you to a quiet village that never really existed, except in the corners of every heart. There was a mirror maker named Elu, a curious one. She didn't make mirrors for walls or makeup tables. No, hers were special. They only showed what could not be seen. One day a young traveler entered her tent. "Can you show me who I am?" he asked. Elu handed him a mirror, but when he looked, it was blank. Confused, the traveler frowned. "It's empty." "No," Elu said gently, "it's waiting." "For what?" "For you to stop looking out and start looking in." He sat quietly. For hours. Then a flicker, a light, a memory not of the past but of forever. The reflection was no longer blank. It was familiar. You see, when we ask, "Who am I?" we are not asking for a label. We are peeling away the noise of time and form to hear the voice that never needed a name. Welcome to today's Soul-Lit Conversation. I'm your host, Sean of Shanti Harmony, and the question echoing through every breath of this episode is, who am I, really? To guide us into the mirror of this inquiry, I've invited three dear storytellers of life. Our first guest, Mara Ely.
I'd like to title my talk, The Day My Mirror Cracked. Hi friends, I'm Mara Ely. Blessings to all listening. My story begins in the world of applause. I was a celebrated corporate strategist, managing million-dollar decisions and enjoying every sprinkle of status. But deep inside, I was hollow. One evening, after a major product launch, I sat in a hotel room so grand it echoed, champagne in hand, praise in inbox, yet I felt like I was watching a stranger live my life. I got up, walked to the mirror, and cracked. I began weeping uncontrollably, not from sadness, but from this aching knowing that none of it was really me. In the weeks that followed, I stepped back from work. I took long walks, not to arrive anywhere, but to just be. I discovered contemplation. Unlike meditation, which often silences the mind, contemplation opens it like a flower, inviting truth to drift in gently like dawn light. Each morning, I sang words like divine love softly, allowing them to rise and fall with my breath. And in those still spaces, I found the real me, not the title, not the tactics, just soul, light, witness, love. Now, I still consult, but not from need or name. I speak from soul, that part of us that doesn't age or panic or pretend. So if you ever feel like your mirror is cracking, bless it. It might just be the frame making space for truth.
Thank you, Mara. Sometimes the highest clarity comes in the quietest collapse. Let's now drift to our next guest, who discovered identity not in success, but in solitude.
I call this, I Met Myself in a Forest piece to everyone tuning in. My name is Jai. I was 27 when I left everything, literally. No phone, no friends, no fixed plan. I took a backpack and wandered through northern Norway, chasing silence. I wanted to know who I was without noise. There was one night I'll never forget. In a small wooded clearing, stars dripping like pearls across the sky, I sat beside a stream and just asked, "What am I?" And you know what came? Not a voice, not a vision, but a presence. A knowing so ancient it didn't even need words. I was not my fears, not my scars, not even my name. I was a presence aware of presence. A drop, yes, but of the ocean. A spark, yes, but from fire eternal. In that forest I learned what contemplation meant. It wasn't thinking hard, it was listening deep. I would say peace again and again, not loudly but inwardly, until the inner chatter gave up, and what remained was real. Now, every time I forget, I don't run, I return. Through contemplation, through attention to the breath, through remembering, I was never lost, just layered.
Whew! That silence spoke volumes, Jai. And now, let's meet our final guest, who found identity through grief, the tenderest of teachers.
I'll call this one The Funeral That Freed Me. Hey everyone. I'm Dio. My turning point came at my father's funeral. We were not close growing up. He was strict, distant, and always working. When he passed, I felt confused. I was grieving a man I barely knew. But during the ceremony, I saw something wild. His photo. I stared at it for so long that it began to change. I saw a boy, then a man, then just a soul on a journey. Not good or bad, just learning. I felt something shift. All my judgments melted. And then it hit me like lightning. If he was soul, then so am I. And if I am soul, then I am not just my story. I am not bound to who I was told I had to be. I am vast, I am love, I am learning, just like him. Since then, I use contemplation daily. I sing the word gratitude in silence. It helps me float when the world wants to drag me. It reminds me I am soul, not someone with a soul, but soul itself, eternal, exploring. Who am I? I am the echo before the name, the breath before the cry, the light behind the face.
So beautiful, Deo. You turned mourning into morning, a sacred shift. And now, dear listener, it's your turn. Ask it with all your heart. Who am I really? Let this next song carry the question even deeper into you. This one is titled Who Am I? And it holds more than melody. It holds your reflection. Listen to the chorus and let it echo. They say we're made in God's own light, so maybe I'm soul eternal bright. Let those words dance in your being, not just lines, but a mirror, a gentle push inward, a quiet blaze outward. As you listen, sing softly, peace, truth, or love, and let your contemplation begin, not to silence your thoughts, but to awaken your knowing. Remember, share this with a friend who's been questioning. You never know whose mirror you might be helping polish. The full link to the music is in the description below. Until next time, keep glowing. Because now you know you are the soul.
Who am I really? Tell me true. Am I the body or something new? They say we're made in God's own light, so maybe I'm soul and eternal bright. Not just a man with a soul inside, but soul